You did decide to do something a little bit more unusual than most. I mean, a lot of people are on what's called break fix, which is kind of like the other guy, when it broke after a couple of months, he'd come in and fix it. Then there's managed services where a lot of people get on and they have a contract and their systems are being monitored. But you not only did managed services, you also did what's called hardware as a service, where you actually, every computer in your organization was replaced by system care, and you are actually paying a set monthly fee for not only the management of all of your software and your networks, but you're also paying a set monthly fee for the hardware itself. So can you explain a little bit more about this? Because I know the first time this was presented to you, you guys weren't sold on it. It took you about a year to decide to do this. So tell me a little bit about that story.
I think that we were typical of a number of smaller organizations. Our replacement of equipment wasn't standardized. When someone needed a new computer, we would address that individual need without having a comprehensive strategy as to how to approach all of our equipment. And when we started looking at the price point of what Mike was offering with the replacement of equipment across the board, it just made sense to view this as a holistic approach to our IT needs and services. As a philosophy, I thought it made a lot of sense when we finally made the decision to do it, but having been in it for a year, I wish we would have done this years ago, because it just takes a lot of the anxiety out of it for me as a business owner.
Well, I would have to think that some of the people listening to this call might be sitting there right now in their offices and looking around, and they see all of their computers and monitors and everything that's in their office. And the thought of having somebody else come in and not only take over their network, that's pretty common, but to have them come in and actually remove all of the computers and completely replace everything, that would seem like a pretty big thought process. I mean, how did you do the numbers? I mean, how have they worked out? Let's start there. I mean, just on the out-of-pocket, forget about the fact that you've got all kinds of other values here, but if you just looked at the numbers, as I understood, you spent about $32,000 on your prior service for a year. Do you know what you spent last year with Mike, including the diagnostics and the installation and everything else? You know what you spent in the first year?
Including the training programs, it was about $30,000, I believe.
So it's a little bit less, but as I understand, next year, because you don't have those initial costs, which are his evaluation and his setup, that your costs are actually going to drop by $10,000. It's only going to be $20,000 next year. Is that right?
That's correct, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. When we got involved with Mike, our old situation was more in need of attention than what any of us had first envisioned, and there was more work to be done than was necessary. And so the amount of time that was necessary to achieve the goals that Mike had set out for us needed to be taken into account. The value that we got from the training sessions that Mike's staff came to us with, and these training sessions were breakouts. Some had everyone in the office, some were just for staff, some were just for lawyers, some were for the lawyers who had particular needs that they wanted to explore. All of that is in that initial $30,000.
Wait a second, all that training was included in that first setup?
That's right.
Plus the second year, it's only going to be 20, but you still get all of the benefit of all that training and all that setup. So in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, I think it goes through 8 years. So that's a savings of $72,000. And the $30,000 at the beginning included at no additional charge network and desktop setup, backup and disaster recovery, 24 by 7 by 365 monitoring, spam protection, help desk, plus the customized training. Not to mention the fact that now you're more productive, you're more effective. Wow. It's kind of hard to even put a number on what that might be worth to you.